Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. On today's show, we are talking about what do you need to do as a travel agent? What are your main responsibilities? Do you really know what those are in terms of how you serve a consumer that is booking a vacation with you? Today, we're going to be talking about exactly what your responsibilities are. We're also going to be talking about some common mistakes and pitfalls and things that I see new agents making that I don't want you to make. And also, how do you protect yourself and how do you make yourself stand out against all the other travel agents that are out there in the world by knowing your responsibilities? And we're going to spell those out for you today on the show.
Come take my hand, I will walk with you. I won't let go till you say so. There isn't anything I wouldn't do. Wanna make sure that you understand.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell right here on YouTube. We bring you tips, tricks, training. Last week I said we bring you trips, and I wanted to make sure I clarified that. We bring you tips, tricks, and training every week on the show, and I don't want you to miss a thing. And guys, if you're new here, type a little "I'm new" in comments. I'd love to welcome you to our community. And if you are new, my name is Cyndi Williams. I own and operate my own award-winning, nationally recognized travel agency. I started in the industry nearly 30 years ago, but I'm most known for being the CEO of Cruise on Vacation, which helps people just like you learn how to launch, grow, and supersize your travel brands all over the world. So everything that we train you on the channel has actually been vetted in my own agency or in the hundreds and hundreds of travel brands that I have helped grow. So today we're talking about responsibilities. What really are your responsibilities as a travel agent? And I got this question on social media the other day, and I thought, this, you know what? It was someone who was kind of not in the industry yet. And I thought that is such a good question to ask, because I think a lot of people assume, well, yeah, you find a vacation and then you book it and then they go on your vacation. But there's a lot of steps in between that process that needs to happen in order for you really to live up to the standards of what other travel agents are doing, and also to make sure you're doing the right thing by your client. Sometimes I forget, because I've been in the industry going on 30 years. Like, I was trained in a formal travel school. I've had decades of experience, and it's like, you know, breaking it down to a newer agent to go, oh, you didn't know to do that. So it's one of those things where I wanted to just do a video about it and kind of break it down for you guys. So the first thing I want to talk about, of course, yes, you price and you plan and you prepare and you book a vacation for someone, right? A lot goes into that in terms of like having the initial consult conversation, doing the research of finding them the best vacation, delivering a proposal, helping them make the decision on what vacation is best for them, getting the credit card, and booking the vacation. Some travel agents go, great, job done. They booked. I'll talk to them after they come back from the vacation. But there's actually quite a few steps in between that from a customer service standpoint, right? So I want to talk about like service standards as one of your responsibilities. Yes, you have to do all of that stuff that we just talked about. That's part of the job and what would be expected in the relationship between a consumer and a travel agent. But the second one is, how are you handling your service? Because you'll hear clients at the beginning, they'll say, well, why should I use you? Why should I use a travel agent? Can't I just book this stuff online? So one, you have to be able to like verbally articulate why they should use you. And a lot of times why they should use you is because of the service and the value that you deliver. And those responsibilities, if you're not doing them, it's why your recurring clients don't come back to you sometimes. But also, it's one of those things where maybe you didn't even know to do it because you're so new in the industry. You didn't realize how maybe the experience when they worked with a different agent was completely different from them, and you're not living up to a certain standard, because how would you even know, right? So understanding that service is a part of your job, like leading up to not just during the planning process, but leading up to the vacation, you know, sending them a bon voyage, you're leaving next week, is there anything else you need? Or reconfirming their airline and their seat assignments, and do a whole checklist of things that you should be doing leading up to the actual cruise that they're going on, or the resort vacation they're going on, or the honeymoon that they're going on. There's a different set, you know, depending on your niches and things like that, but a different set of things that we will train our students to do, to say, make sure you're doing this leading up to the vacation. We actually have kind of a a chart of everything that you should do kind of to prepare your clients. But I want you to at least think about, what does the service cycle look like from the point I take the credit card, because that's really when the work should begin, to the point that they leave. And then while they're on their vacation, is there anything that I should be doing? Yes, you should be checking in with them. How's everything at the resort? How are things going? Whether you're doing that through automated processes or you're doing it manually at the beginning because you don't have manual or automated processes in place, but you should be doing a check-in during the vacation. And then when they get home, welcome home. Is there any feedback that you want? And then setting yourself up for either a positive review, or setting yourself up for their finding out where they want to go on their next vacation, or just having a conversation, having a real warm and fuzzy kind of moment. And I'm not saying pick up the phone and make the call on every single one of these. There's ways that a lot of this stuff can be automated. In fact, we just worked with one of our Wanderlust CEOs in our year-long program, and she was like, Cyndi, I was nervous about this at first because I was putting so many automations in place. I didn't want to lose touch with my clients. And I was like, trust me, it's going to be fine. And we got all these automations in place for her business. And she's like, you know what? Service is even better because they're getting all of those touch points. I don't have to physically do all of them, but I still can pick up the phone and just have that really heart-to-heart moment, or I can send a heartfelt email and just have more of a personal touch because they're getting all of this plus more. So now they feel really cared for, and service rankings are through the roof, right? So it's one of those things where it's causing her less work, but she's delivering more service through the process of automation. Now, if you're brand new, I'm probably freaking you out because you're like, what automation? Like, I don't think about that yet. I just want you to think about your process. And do you have a strong process for how your clients are handled from A to Z? Are you taking from a concierge approach, are you taking you will be cared for from point A to Z through our agency? Because a lot of other travel agents are doing that or have the automations in place that do that. So if they're giving you a chance on a vacation or leaving another travel agent, you want to make sure that you are at least status quo with how you're handling consumers. And a lot of people don't realize, and there's just kind of a gap. They get that credit card, they're like, yes, I made a sale. And that's the last you ever talk to that client. That's not how you want that process to work. So service before, during, and after, I really want you to think about. And the other thing too right now, guys, it's really setting agents apart is knowing, first of all, travel's more complicated than it was a few years ago, right? We know this. A lot of people have not adopted in the processes, or when you're new and you're thinking about getting into the industry. Here's the thing. The fact that travel is more complicated, don't shy away from getting in this industry because of that. Just make sure that you are educated, trained, maybe even certified. We'll talk about that in a second. But that is a good thing that it's complicated, because that is why they need us. That is why they need you. But it is understanding that part of your new responsibilities are do they have to take a COVID test? Are they vaccinated? Are they not vaccinated? Can they even go to this particular location based on whatever the country's current regulations are? Monitoring those regulations, because they could be one thing now and they could change tomorrow. All of those are new responsibilities that you didn't have 2 years ago that you have now. The beauty of it is that clients don't want to deal with that. They want you to deal with it. And that's why they're coming to you. So you have to be good at, making sure you know those requirements, making sure you know their vax status if they want to share it, or say, you don't have to get into a personal conversation just for clarity. You could say, do you prefer destinations that require you to be vaccinated or not, or does it not matter? So you don't have to outright ask them what their status is, but you can do it in a more tactful way. And anyway, there's talk tracks you can create for that. I could go on a whole nother video for that. But point being is, you need to know where they're comfortable traveling, so then you can make decisions, right? And knowing that information. The other thing is, the insurance game has totally changed. Insurances we were recommending 3 years ago are not the same insurances that you recommend today, because things can change. People can get COVID, or a destination could change a regulation that, whatever. Anything's on the table for changes right now. So are you selecting the right insurance for them, or encouraging them to consider the right insurance, I should say, for their vacation, so that their vacation investment is protected, they're protected, all of those things. The other thing that a new travel agents I see like missing the boat on or not doing a good job of. I'll give an example. Like if you book a Disney package today, or you book a cruise, like you could book a cruise the day Royal Caribbean comes out with a new itinerary, you could book a cruise. Did you know that there's actually a way with both Royal Caribbean, for example, and Disney where you can monitor that vacation, and if the rate goes down or a different package is released, you can then go into those bookings and get them the better deal. You do that one time for a client and you have a client for life, because clients are not going to be monitoring, the internet every single day, every single week. But we get the emails from the suppliers that say, hey, this new thing came out. Hey, this new thing came out. So if you're doing your job, or you're considering it as part of your responsibilities to monitor those, you will have a customer for life. You save someone a few $100, they will spend thousands and thousands and thousands in the years to come on vacations with you. So adjusting rates when possible is one of those things too. Another responsibility that a lot of new agents don't realize is it is part of our job to advocate on behalf of our clients. If something doesn't go well at a resort, if something challenging happens, if the experience did not go how it should have, it is your job to step in and work with the leadership at the hotel, the resort, the travel supplier, and see if you can come up with a positive outcome for the client. Can you get them an upgrade? Can you get them a partial refund? Can you do something on their behalf that will help appease them if they're on the trip, or if it's after? Is there something that can be done to help them? Can we get them a credit? Can we get them something for going forward? Can we get them a refund? Having those conversations and going to bat for your clients, again, will help you build your clientele and the loyalty of your clientele for years to come. So knowing how to do that stuff, knowing who to call, it is part of the experience process as a travel agent. And I think, it's very intimidating when you're brand new and you're like, what am I doing here? I know that can feel like a lot, but I want you to realize that, that's who consumers are looking for, right? I want to talk about that next. Consumers are really looking for skilled, trained, ideally certified travel agents that know their stuff. They know what they're doing. They're going to advocate on their behalf. They're going to put my family, if I'm the consumer, they're going to put my family and our well-being and our safety and our experience before the earning potential or before the travel agent's pocketbook, right? Because sometimes I see agents go, well, I don't want to price something else out because I'm going to make a bigger commission over here. I'm like, whoa. Let's back up a second. That's not doing your job. That your responsibility is, what do they want? How do you get them the most vacation for the vacation dollars, and keep them in a space where they feel comfortable, where they are safe, where they are cared for? If you do that for clients, you are going to build such a robust business and a referral business, not to mention that you'll never have to worry about clients. That is a beautiful thing. So you have to kind of remember to kind of flip the script on that stuff. You might be like, oh, well, that sucks. My commission's $500 less. Yeah, but guess what? They're going to probably book 10 more trips with you. So play the long game. The short game stuff is it's not really the right thing to do. And that's number one. But secondly, you're trying to build a business, right? You're trying to do this for a full-time career. You need to build relationships that are going to book with you, like a recurring business model. If you remember one thing, recurring business model. You do this stuff right, you are creating a recurring business model, and that's what you want to do. If you have a ton of people that have booked with you, but they don't come back again and again, that's a sign to me that we're not doing something in the service, or not understanding the responsibilities, or not delivering in some way that they don't feel like they're coming back in that mix, if that makes sense. So guys, how can you do this stuff if you're brand new? One, I know it's a lot of learning. You can learn through the school of hard knocks and just booking trips for years and years and trying to figure it out. I know that's a tough road, but if you want help with all of this stuff and what I'm saying is really resonating, I want to encourage you to go check out Careers on Vacation, because we teach you how to get all of these systems, processes. We have talk tracks for you, all of them in place for your travel business, not only from a responsibilities and service perspective, but we teach you how to get your marketing machines in place. We teach you how to automate your travel business, and you work with real humans. This is not an e-program. This is a 12-week intensive mastermind where you work with the same team of experts that helps me grow my travel brands, which are multiple 7 figures at this point. And travel agents all over the world have made us the #1 reviewed program out there for travel agent growth. We have the #1 YouTube channel. We have the most 5-star reviews. We have the most video case studies because of the results that we help get you guys. This is not an uncomplicated industry, right? This is, a few years ago, people are like, you book a trip, you get a commission. Like, in its simplest form, yes, that's what you do, but there are so many complexities on how you get systems in place, how you properly care for clients, how you do your marketing, how you resonate in the online market space. It took me decades to get my agency where it was a well-oiled machine, and we've built up these proven systems that are complicated to learn, but once you do, they're done, and then it just works for years and years and years, which is a beautiful thing. That's what we do at Careers on Vacation. So if that's of interest, reach out to us at careersonvacation.com/ready now to learn about how to apply for the program. It's just a simple phone call where we'll learn about your goals. If it's a match to help you, we'll talk to you about how to apply. If you are doing something that we can't help you with, then we'll try to give you some great resources elsewhere, because at the end of the day, I don't care who you're working with. If it's us, great, that's fantastic. I really, in my heart of hearts, want you to have so much love and abundance and growth as you move forward in this industry. It has been a beautiful journey for my family. We work in our travel business full time, and we travel the world, and it's been a great life. I mean, honestly, it's been challenging at times, but like once you get those pieces where you figure it out, it's such a beautiful industry to be a part of. And like, I always joke, because my kids, they don't realize how good they have it. They just think it's normal to just go to 5-star resorts and do all this crazy stuff that we do in our life. But guys, if we can help you, let us know. And listen, we'll be back next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell if you learned something on the video today. That really helps us know what content that you're liking and appreciating for all the free resources that we put out for you. We really appreciate the like and subscribe on the channel. And guys, I'll be back next week with some more tips, tricks, and training. I'll see you then. I wish you so much love, so much abundance. I wish you the world. Bye, guys.